Today we are going to go over milliliters and liters and basically try to figure out what is the most appropriate measurement for different items. Now, obviously, milliliters and liters, as you can see from this infographic, I guess you could say, they are measurements of liquid. Okay, so a milliliter, it says, is about 20 drops of water. So to put that in perspective, I guess a cubic centimeter full of water would be a milliliter, which is actually also equal to, in weight, a gram. So think about a centimeter, which is a little less than half an inch, and then think about a cube that is, a centimeter tall, a centimeter wide, and a centimeter deep. That much water, so almost nothing, like that much water is a milliliter. So, if you're drinking medicine, typically you'll be drinking 15 to 30 milliliters of that little tiny cup of medicine, right? So I think a tablespoon is 15 milliliters. So that's milliliters. A liter is, as it says here, there are like a large bottle of soda that you would get in the grocery store is usually a 2 liter, 2 liters. One of those sodas you would get from a vending machine would be like half a liter, or 500 milliliters about. Somewhere around there is usually what it is. So, so that's kind of where milliliters and liters stack up. Like, they're about 4 liters in a gallon. If you can think about that, like a gallon jug of milk, think about 1/4 of that. That's about a liter. So yeah, that's milliliters and liters, and obviously there's 1,000 milliliters in 1 liter. So let's think about a bathtub. So we have 170 liters, 3 liters, 5 milliliters, or 500 milliliters. 5 milliliters is almost 0 water. You couldn't even fill up a tablespoon with that. 500 milliliters is about the size of a small bottle of water. Like a regular bottle of water, disposable bottle of water, is usually 500 milliliters. 3 liters is like a very large soda. I've seen some sodas being sold in 3 liters. It's almost a gallon. And then 170 liters is the only reasonable one for a bathtub. Now, an ice chest, which I've never really heard it being called an ice chest, but I guess this is a cooler, is what I know it as. So we have 200 milliliters, 20 milliliters, 100 liters, or 100 milliliters. Now, the only one that makes sense is 100 liters. All of these milliliter ones are way too small, right? So 200 milliliters is, I don't know, like, it would be a super small bottle of water, basically. Like an extra, extra small one, I think, I've seen at 200 milliliters. Maybe not even, 200 milliliters might even be small for that. And then obviously 20 and 100 milliliters would be even smaller. So a cereal bowl, we have 1 milliliter, 2 liters, 50 milliliters, and 475 milliliters. Now, if we think about a cereal bowl, okay, so 50 milliliters and 1 milliliter are obviously way too big. But we can think about 2 liters or 475 milliliters. Now, thinking about 2 liters, think about a regular cereal bowl And then if you were to put in, if you would be able to fit a whole 2-liter soda, one of those big bottles of soda you would get at the grocery store, would you fit the whole thing into a cereal bowl? And of course the answer is no. That would be more like a punch bowl if it would be that big. So the answer is 475 milliliters, which is about 1/4 of a 2-liter bottle, because as I said, there's 1,000 milliliters in 1 liter. So in 2 liters there would be 2,000. So 475 is close to 500, which is 1/4 or 1/4 of a 2-liter bottle. So an eyedropper holds. Let's see, what does an eyedropper hold? 2 liters, 2 milliliters, 500 milliliters, 1,000 milliliters. So an eyedropper is one of those, it drops liquid. So they're pretty small, depending on if you actually know what an eyedropper is. But the answer is going to be 2 milliliters, right? Because a milliliter is equal to about 20 drops of water, so maybe, 4, I guess about 40 drops would be in what you could hold in an eyedropper, but any of the other ones are way too much, right? So 2 milliliters would be what an eyedropper would hold. Water in a bathroom sink. Now this one is actually interesting because you have to really think about how much a bathroom sink would hold. And so let's see. Water in a bathroom sink. So we have 500 milliliters. Now you can think about it if you were to plug the sink up and just start filling it up with water. What would fill the sink? Now 500 milliliters is about the size of a small water bottle. Is that going to fill up the sink? No. 10 milliliters, that's almost no water. That's not going to fill up the sink. Now we have to think about 7.5 liters and 2 liters, because these are the only reasonable answers. Is 7.5 liters, would that fill up a sink, or would 2 liters fill up a sink? Now think about if you were to pour a soda into a sink. And if you can actually picture that, like a large bottle of soda, that would not fill up the sink, right? So if you think about the size of like a gallon of water, 7.5 liters is about 2 gallons. Now if you were to dump 2 gallons into a typical bathroom sink, that would probably fill it. So 7.5 liters would be the answer. Now let's see, flour in a pan of brownies. So how much flour would you put in a pan of brownies? I mean, you kind of have to know about cooking for this, I guess to some extent, but you can think about the size of a pan of brownies. And 16 liters, way too big. 10 milliliters is way too small. 3 liters, that would be more than a pan of brownies. So the only one that would make sense would be 0.5 liters, 5/10 of a liter, or that would be 500 milliliters. So hopefully this kind of gives you an idea about milliliters and liters and how they relate to real-world projects.